Greetings, music fans, and thanks for tuning in to Live from Black Rock. I'm Joe Mattimore, your host for today's session, and we're here at Black Rock EPS, where we're filming today. It's a full-service recording and production studio located in Buffalo, New York. In studio today, we have Prairie Pavement. Welcome, guys. Thanks
Hello.
for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, all right. And their last release is a 10-song album called Red Flags Last Forever, which I've been digging on Spotify. So you guys can catch that anywhere on the streaming services. And let's see, we have on guitar and vocal, we have Jack. On other guitar and other vocal, we have Sal. On bass, we have Dylan. And on drums, we have Adam. So I think you guys are ready to play some music?
Yes.
Live from Black Rock, it's Prairie Pavement.
That's us.
Take it away.
I'm thinking of you like I always do. You with someone else makes me question myself. What you see, so you make new arrangements to get away from me. Oh, and I'm not angry. Tell me what you see. I'm here with you. You just let me know, girl. We can make it soon. Oh, now I'm not angry. Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Rock so hard his headphones
Awesome.
came off.
I need some duct tape.
That was great, guys.
Thank you.
Very cool. Rocking, super tight. You guys sound great. So I do have some questions for you guys. I delved into your two releases on Spotify this week. Just preparation to come in, and it's cool stuff. Really dig it. Really love the production and everything that's going on there. But just to get to find out a little bit more about you guys. What's the origin story of the band, or like how did you guys get together, or who wants to talk about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my sophomore year of high school. That was a little bit ago. Well, me and Dylan, the lovely guy over there. So, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So me and Dylan and also Adam, we were all in the arts academy at our high school, and during that, what you have to do is you have to prepare a piece for the yearly recital that they have every year, and me and Dylan, we wrote this. It was like a folk song. It was called it Sonata from the Basement. That's a whole other can of worms. But besides the point, every year they have a festival, and me and Dylan, we were gonna play our little folk song that we wrote, but we were talking with some other cool cats, and we decided that we're gonna play some covers and some originals instead. And we played our first show at our high school, and I'm like, hey, you want to do this again? And then we did it again, and again, and again.
That's
Here
great.
we are.
So that's a classic origin story.
Yeah.
Getting together in
Mhm.
high school. That's awesome. What is it? Local high school? What high school did you guys go to?
We all went to Lancaster High
Okay.
School.
Yeah. All right. And so then you started recording. Where did you guys record those albums?
Well, we all have this friend, Brandon Schmidt, and he actually went to high school with us, and he graduated 2020, I believe. And we knew he was interested in recording and
Yeah.
producing and stuff. And we called him up and told him what we wanted to do, and he had his basement turned into like a studio, and that was at his old house was the first record, and then the second one we did it at his newer house in his like full attic studio type thing. And
Oh, cool. Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Soundproofed and stuff.
So does he just work with you guys, or does he have other clients or acts that he works with, or just?
Well, I know he does a lot at college, and I'm not really sure. But
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Awesome. That's very cool. So what about songwriting? Who does songwriting?
Mostly those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Dylan wrote "Running Away," the last song on Red Flags, and everybody likes that one. I'm a huge fan of it, and me and Sal pretty much just like split it up, and you can tell who wrote what. But sometimes, our previous member Eli, he wrote a couple, and
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. And what do you guys contribute then so these guys bring a song idea in or something, and then what do you guys contribute to that? Do they tell you what to play, or do you guys come up with your own stuff, or what?
It depends. Usually Sal tells you what to play,
Yeah.
and Jack
Okay.
leaves it open. But I add my own stuff in there.
Yeah. Cool.
You kind of gotta,
Yeah.
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 I actually joined a year ago in August when Eli left.
Okay.
So I actually had a trip to Boston, but we had a show in 2 weeks. So Dylan recorded like 20 videos. Teaching me how to play 2 albums of songs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Before the album was even released.
Yeah.
So that was I learned 20 songs in I don't know.
Probably 2 weeks.
Like 2 weeks, and that was definitely a time. But I've been in the band for the last year, and it's been a really good time. I've just been playing along.
That's great. Great. What about songwriting influences?
And that's
We
like,
gotta go first.
yeah, that's all over the place. I'm really into like indie and like Midwest emo. I know is like a genre that like
Uh-huh.
and like math rock and
Uh-huh.
like
Okay.
a lot of indier stuff, very emotional stuff too. So a lot of what I do is influenced by all of that mixed together into one cohesive thing.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
For
How about
me,
you?
it definitely has changed over the years. I mean, when we first started, I was into a lot of Mac DeMarco, Boy Pablo, that kind of stuff. But then, in the middle, I started like looking back, because I mean I've always listened to like classic rock, like soul music, that kind of stuff, and that kind of took more place more in our second record. But now it's basically, it stays pretty consistent all the way through. But I mean, I know me and Jack, we both listen to a lot of different types of music, but it definitely overlaps in some places, especially with the more emotional music. Panucci's Pizza and Jank, love them so much, so dearly.
All right, put that on my list.
Yes.
It's funny that you say Mac DeMarco. That was one of the first things that I heard in there, like the kind of chorusy guitar thing.
Yeah.
Definitely some Elliott Smith in like the
Really?
like in the emo land.
Can't believe you pointed that out. Usually people say a bunch of other stuff. No one ever gets that.
But I didn't listen to it that long. I only had a few days to to kind of take it in. But I mean, I was hearing like some early REM in there, Built to Spill. You guys reminded me a little bit in a couple tunes of this old band from Buffalo called Woody. That was a great band. There was some Violent Femmes I heard in there too. So cool stuff. What about what do you guys see you have as influences, like drums and guitar and bass wise? You guys have any like heroes that you
Not really.
try to emulate too? Or?
I listen to, I don't really have a specific genre of music that I listen to. I listen to, I like classic rock, but I also like indie folk, like Fleet Foxes. So I don't really have a singular influence. It's more just kind of an amalgamation of 20 different bands.
That's great. That makes the best musician, for sure. A lot of the stuff that I was hearing, like lyric wise, there seemed like there's a lot of songwriting as therapy going on.
Oh yeah.
How about can you comment on that?
I could I might overshare sometimes, and especially with my solo project. But sometimes you have to do that to feel like a little more sane, because like you're saying, like sometimes you don't want to say these things, but you make a song and somebody could go right by it because it's just like a song. But then if somebody were to like dig a little deeper, then they could be like, all right, I hear what you're saying.
I mean, for me, it's more of a thing, just like, well, I'm feeling very bad because of X, Y, and Z, so why don't I take that and use something that I have some competent ability into, and then make it into something that makes me not feel like that anymore.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some really good stuff in there, really connected with a lot of it. And even though it seems like you're talking, a lot of times to one person, there's still a lot of like common themes in there and enough for other people to connect with. It's cool, really good lyrics. Enjoy that part of it. How about, I got a couple more things for you. What about recording? And I really like some of the production ideas that you guys have in the recording. Who comes up with that? Is that your producer that comes up with that kind of ideas, or?
As far as like in our second record, the like cross fading between stuff and what songs?
Yeah, so I'll give you some examples. Like some of that stuff, there's like these kind of like party tracks or like ambient room tracks, which is pretty cool. I love the vocals, some of the vocal samples on there. Like there's the one of the woman talking about the relationship. That is so great. I mean, it's really brilliant little segue in the tune. There's one song where there's like it starts off like in a really big reverb where it's like really far away, and then all of a sudden it kind of, as the song progresses, it gets closer kind of. That's a really great idea. Whose idea was that?
It was like right before we went in to record, we were rehearsing a lot, and I just got done going through probably like one of the worst things ever, senior year of high school, right? And I wanted it to be like an experience. I know people are like, I want an album to be an experience rather than just listening to it, but I wanted somebody to like relate to it, and I refer to it as like the listener going through like one night of like sort of like the normal young person's life or whatever. And I had all these ideas, and I'm sure Brandon kind of didn't want to set 10 mics up at varying lengths and whatever. Or he could have. I think he enjoyed it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it's some cool. I mean, it definitely gives some depth to the record and really, makes it more interesting, I think, overall. How about the horns? Who played the horns on the record?
Yeah, that's Matt. So he goes to our school. He's just another friend we met through the academy.
Yeah.
And we just invited him. He played on a couple songs, and he actually plays with us live usually. We wanted him to be here today, but he was unavailable.
Yeah, there's a great sax solo on one of the tunes. Really good.
Yeah.
Very cool. And I was wondering about the vocal styles because I didn't realize that there was 2 different vocalists. And I was like, wow, there's really like a big change of style between some of the songs. So now that makes more sense. All right, cool, guys. Well, really enjoying the stuff. How about anything for the future? Like, are you working on anything currently? You working on a new record or anything currently?
Yeah, we have plans to do like a multi-release EP type thing. Just because like the way that things are moving, albums are pretty hard for people to digest. And we want them to be like cohesive, kind of like Red Flags was. But yeah, so we've been working on that, almost every day, and hopefully we'll be able to record it and get them out.
Great. All right, cool. Well, let's hear some more music. You guys are going to play a couple more songs for us?
Yes.
Let's do it. All right. Live from Black Rock once again, it's Prairie Pavement.
Change my mind or even make me I do my hair or the clothing that I wear, or the fact I paint my fingernails and don't care for my details. Just the way I whisper drive you mad, send shivers down your spine. Do you like the way I hurt myself when I'm acting out of line? And if I don't cooperate, is it something that you hate? Just like the way that conversations are what I appreciate. Hey, do I make you lay awake in your bed, wishing I was his body instead? For every time that I was never right, it never seems worth the sleepless nights. Checked every message you read between the lines, sniffed out every few sentences to analyze my crime. And if there's something to be learned, like a lesson on before, then I guess I am your first student, first of many more. And I got such bad marks in all your classes. Oh, give them to me, place them on my breast. For every nightmare that I manifest, there's only streams of how I get to rest. For every time I think I won't go down, I will get hiked twice as much as before. In sweatshirts, there's the dark and whose weddings in their hands. Their victims try to run away and start changing all their plans. And when they hear those virgin chests that beat with clarity, they cater to their weaknesses, seductive as can be. And I said, honey, do you really gonna do this to me? I said, honey, do you really gotta do this to me? I said, honey, do you really gotta do this to me? I said, honey, do you really gotta do this to me? I said, honey, do you really gotta